Hey, it's Bradley J. And so Marco is with me. And I want to start the show off by saying I finally come up with a name of the show that I like. And it all had to do with an email. We got an email. We got our first email, Marco.
That's awesome. We're getting listeners. We're listeners.
We've got one so far. But I do want to say, I want to thank the person who watched our video last time for sending the email. But I got inspired by his email. His name is Ted, and he knows you, right?
Yes. He is my dad's uncle. So my uncle, I guess you could say.
And his name is Ted, and he put in there, and at the end of the email, he signed it, just saying. And I was like, oh, now I got to put the just saying in the title of the show. So it's the Bradley J and Marco show, .. just saying.
I like that. If we're at third episode, third name, lucky number 3. We finally have submitted a name. Who would have thought it was just going to be a combination of the first two rough drafts that we had?
Yeah, I didn't have them in the right order, man. We didn't have them in the right order, so I had to switch it up, start off. But yeah, so I'm just saying that's the title of the show. In show number 3, we shall be called the Bradley J and Marco Show. Just saying. So it was cool because actually Ted had some great ideas to talk about in his email, and there was one that caught your eye. Which story was that?
Well, we love talking about family, and Ted had put in a topic about having a sister who has brothers, and how they would purposely get their brothers in trouble by whether it's fake crying, faking a situation, the typical little sister type of way to get their brothers in trouble. And with National Siblings Day coming up on Saturday this week on the 10th, Bradley, are you going to text your siblings Happy National Sibling Day on Saturday?
You know what? When this has happened in the past, I've always seen it on Facebook, where you'll see somebody post and it's like, hey, it's National Siblings Day or National Brothers Day or whatever. And they'll be like, oh, I should post something on social media about it, which I usually do. But I've never thought to call them or text them. Now, I will say this, Marco. On my family's birthdays, I always give them a call and I sing them an original happy birthday song so it makes them feel special on their day. So, no, I'm not going to text or call my sisters on Siblings Day. They haven't reached that pinnacle yet to be called on National Siblings Day, shall I say? But on their birthdays, I do, and I see them a lot on special holidays. So I don't know what kind of brother that makes me, Marco. But I'm just saying.
You're just saying. Well, I'm certainly going to be texting my siblings in our sibling group chat. Even my sister, who used to just scream and yell at the top of her lungs that we had pinched her, we had hit her, all just because we wouldn't let her watch TV, or because, she would come downstairs and we'd be playing video games and she would want to try. And it's like, no, we have our friends over. And if we made her even the slightest upset, oh boy, would she turn her little sibling powers against us and just make it and act like that we had done something to her, which would result in us getting in trouble.
That's what I was going to ask you. So as she got older, did she realize the kind of power that she had when she did that? Like, what's the worst thing she ever did with that power?
Oh my goodness. She loves talking about it now as we're adults. She loves to just talk about how, yeah, you remember how I used to do so-and-so and mom and dad would get like this. And then we'd be like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I used to do that on purpose all the time. Those were the good days. And we're like, what? And she would talk about all the times that she would go into our rooms. Me and my brother shared a room. So she would talk about the times that she would go in there and just make it her second world, like rummage through things and try to find something to use against us. There were times where our rooms were next to each other. So, I talked about in our first episode how One Direction was my first real concert that I went to with her. And, I recognized almost all the songs from the set list just because of the music you would hear, because the walls were thin in our house. And so, yes, she loves to just talk about the things that she did in the past to annoy us and just share how she did them on purpose because that was her way of getting back at us. So yes, she definitely had little sibling powers that she would use to her advantage.
I'll tell you a story about my younger sister who she's not a big hugger. She's not a real touchy feely person. And I am. I like to hug people, I like to shake hands. My younger sister is like that. My older sister, she'll hug, but she's not as huggy as I am. Like I'm a hug person. Like if I saw you the first time, I'll give you a bro hug, man. But one time my sister was in her room, and being the brother that I was, I went to her room, and there was, you know how when the carpets change colors, on the floor. And so like I was standing in her doorway, and I was taking my foot and I was sticking it in her room back and forth, and I'd be like, I'm in your room, I'm out of your room. I'm in your room, I'm out of your room. And she was like, you need to stop. And I was like, oh, Teresa, come on, like, have fun. She's like, no. And then, bad words came out of her mouth because we were like teenagers. And then all of a sudden I was like, she goes, you do it one more time. She goes, I swear, you're gonna regret it. And I was like, I did it. I was like, in your room. And she got out of her bed, what she was laying on, and she came running at me. So I ran to the kitchen as fast as I could. And she was walking fast, walked right past me in the kitchen. I was looking on the counter. I go, what are you looking for? And she found the biggest knife my mom had on the counter.
Oh my goodness.
She picked it up. She held it, like this, off to the side. She held it like this. She looked at me and she goes, if you don't leave me alone, I will kill you. And I was like, that was the first time I got frightened by my younger sister. And I was like, Teresa, I go, put the knife down. She goes, leave me alone or I will stab you with this knife. And I was like, yikes. And I'm scared of my sister to this day.
Oh my goodness. I would be too if my sister would have brought out the knife. It's like, oh my goodness. All right. Now you know that you had crossed the line one too many times. The line being her room and the hallway. That's pretty funny. That doesn't sound like the antagonizing Bradley J. The story that you shared in the last. All right, no, it's not. It sounds similar to the knee story that you had told us about the car rides last week. Was that what it was? Yeah.
Oh yeah. My mom called it tit-tatting. She was like, stop tit-tatting with your sisters. And to this day, my sisters and my mom will be like, why are you like this? I go, I just like seeing, especially with my family, not with strangers or friends or anything. But my family, I like to see how far I can push them. And so that's what happens.
Tit-tatting Bradley J. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. That's just how it is. And so, yeah, that was me, man. I push. I have that ability in myself to know how far to take things, and that's how far I've taken them. And I know when to stop. It's just like, okay. There's the line. Okay, back off. And yet, I haven't gotten in trouble with it yet. Luckily. Tomorrow, who knows? But right now, at this very moment, I'm good to go. Hey, I wanted to ask you this. I got a story for you. Okay. Yeah. Before I can tell you the story, have you ever made a promise that you assumed you wouldn't have to keep?
I would say probably not, because I do take my promises serious. I don't make a lot of promises because of what goes into a promise. So I can't say I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe promising my parents that I was gonna do my best to get straight A's in school or something, or do my best to raise my grades. And I'm like, nah, you know what? B's are okay. B's are cool. B's still get you $1 each time you bring home the report card. I'm okay with B's.
You got paid to bring home good grades? I would have done a lot better in school if my parents would have paid me. So let me read you this story. It backfired on this person. The story goes like this, and this isn't my friend. This is somebody else's friend in the story, okay? It says, my friend Brooke posted this on Facebook. I'm not a new parent. I know better than this. Guess who scored her first goal this weekend? Her daughter stepped out of her comfort zone and is trying lacrosse. And Brooke said, it's game day. Can't wait to watch you play today. if you score a goal, I will buy you a puppy. So
Oh.
she promised to buy her daughter a puppy if she scored a goal. So guess who had to tell her daughter, I was just kidding, right? How about some ice cream instead? Here's my question. So she people do this all the time. I've
Right.
done this before. I'm sure now that you know the premise of the question. You like you said you were going to get A's and you didn't. You made a bad promise. And then but you were like, it's not going to hurt anybody. My parents may be disappointed a little
Mhm.
bit, but it's going to blow over tomorrow. This woman had promised her daughter, if you get a goal, I'll get you a puppy. Here's my first question: bad parent?
Oof. No, I'm not. I am. I'm not. I'm not on the level to judge anyone's parenting not being a parent.
True. I'm with you. I'm with you. So what? So let's talk about like I know I have made promises like this before, and more than once, where
Mhm.
I was just kind of kidding, like, hey, I'll give you my George Brett rookie card. If you can make this basketball shot from half court, and they make it, and you're like, no, I was just kidding, man. No one would give up their George Brett rookie card. Like that's ridiculous. Like
No.
I was kidding. You do it more with your friends than you do anybody else.
Yes, that is very true. I wouldn't say bad parenting, but I would definitely say bad negotiation skills for someone. You don't start off the bat with a puppy for the first goal. If anything, a puppy is worth 3 goals in the game. My parents used to do the goals promise as well too when I used to play soccer, but they started off small with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, baseball cards. You get a pack of cards for each goal you score. They definitely never put puppy on the line. So not bad parenting, but definitely bad negotiation skills
And
by the
as
mom.
a parent too, because like kids like hang on your words.
Yeah.
If you're a parent, so I would say like a little bit of a bad parent, like because you were like going, oh, because you wanted to encourage. So it's like a quarter of a bad parent and 3/4 of a great parent because you're trying to be supportive and be like, yeah, you can do it. You can get a goal. If you do it, she probably wasn't thinking. She was like, yeah, you can do it. If you do it, I'll get you a puppy. And then she was like, oh, God, I hope she doesn't score a goal. Because then you kind of root and you're like, score a goal. No, don't score a goal. I got to buy you a puppy and then I'll have to take care of it. Everything's out of control. So, I mean, like a quarter bad parent, the 3/4 of a good parent for cheering them on and stuff like that. So I thought that story was interesting just to kind of see if you've ever made a bad promise.
I like it. I like it. It's I like what you said. A quarter of a bad parent, because yes, you got to make sure that but that's just parenting right there. Sometimes when you're trying to teach a kid a lesson, it backfires a little bit, I feel like.
You gotta
Um,
live and learn, man. You gotta live and learn with kids. They're always teaching you something. They teach me something all the time anyway.
There you go. You mentioned your fear of your sister. You haven't gotten over the fear of her with the knife. Is there a fear that you may have overcome, a childhood fear that you overcame when you were a kid, or possibly that you overcame when you were an adult? And I was thinking about this question because I've always been afraid of snakes, always have, and I always will be, I feel like. And I've faced my fears of snakes. There's a place in Kansas City called Loose Park, and there's a gentleman there. They call him the Snake Man, and he has snakes that he carries around, walks around, and if you ask politely, he will let you put him over your neck. And so very safe. He's done it many times before. I don't know if he still does it, but in high school, I ran into him and I asked him if I could do it. And so I didn't like it, but I chose it right there to overcome it a little bit. So that was one of them. But the one from my childhood, I think, was riding my bike. Riding, I feel like the one that's a popular one for kids is growing up from the tricycle to the 2-wheel bikes, and how I faced that fear more. I had help from my dad, where he just did the, yeah, are you still with me? I'm pedaling. You doing good, son? I was like, yeah, are you still there? And then he just pushed me off, and ever since then I've been able to ride a bike. So, any fears of yours that you've maybe overcome?
Okay, I haven't. Oh, I overcame it as a child, but never did it again. A lot of my cousins, Jamie and Jerry, had a mini bike
Ooh.
that they would ride around on. They lived on a farm at the time, and they had a mini bike. And my mom didn't want me riding it. she was always against things that I wanted to do or my dad wanted me to do, like hunting and riding this mini bike. Mom's like, no, he's just gonna get hurt. He's just gonna get hurt. And I was like, no, I can do it. I can do it. So they finally, my cousins, they showed me, here's the brake, here's the gas. When you go down, you put your foot down when you turn. Just go down the driveway and then turn around and come back. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get on this mini bike. I'm going to ride it. It's going to be cool. I'm going to be cool. Everything's going to work out. So I'm driving. I'm going down the dirt road. I get down there and I'm getting ready to turn around. So I go and I go to turn it around. Well, as I'm going to turn the wheel or turn the steering wheel, I get it about. I get it so it's kind of like it's going this way, and then I get it so it's turned this way. You can see that, right?
Yes.
So, and then right when I get it to here, why are people calling me?
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I know.
We love interruptions on the show, though.
I don't know who it is, so I ain't answering it. So I get it. So I get the motorcycle where it's turning. It's going. I'm going turning left. I get it to turn, and then as I go to turn, I don't get it turned all the way. And as I get it kind of halfway turned, I hit the gas. Like my hand just hits the gas, and I go straight toward a barbed wire fence.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no!
Yeah. And so then my fear kicked, because I was kind of scared anyway getting on the mini bike because I'd never done it before. And my mom had, put it in my head like, oh, you shouldn't be riding anything with two wheels except a bicycle. And so I go and I'm like, and then I just hold it down because I'm scared. I don't, you just kind of lost all focus. I did. And I ran into it. And this pinky, you can't see it anymore, but this pinky, a barb hit it right here. A barb went into it. So as I'm into the barbed wire fence, I can't let off the gas. It's like, it's just, trying to go through. When my cousins come running down, it's light enough and they're strong enough where they get it. My hand comes off. They're like, oh, let off the gas. So I did. And so now I'll get on a motorcycle if somebody else is driving, but I have a lot of respect for motorcycles. And that was one thing that I can remember where I was scared, conquered it. Now I'm back to being respectful of motorcycles.
There you go.
Respectful. So I want to switch gears because I found this last week and I thought this will be great to ask Marco because he, like me, loves food.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. They don't call me Marco Taquito for nothing.
And I'm just saying we got to talk about food on this show. So what I wanted to do is ask you, first of all, I want you to think about this question. What's a food that will instantly cheer you up when you eat it? Okay, think about that while I'm telling you this. I don't know if you knew this, back in 2014, and you may know this, Taco Bell added a bacon, egg, and waffle taco to its breakfast menu. Do you recall that?
I do.
Did you ever have one?
I did not take advantage of it while I was on the menu.
Well, they say they only lasted a year, but they actually might have been onto something because in a survey, they asked people to name foods that can instantly cheer you up. And the top three, you want to take a stab at one of them, see if you can get one in the top three?
Pizza has to be one, I feel like.
No.
Wow.
Pizza didn't make the top 10.
I don't know where they found these people to survey, but it certainly wasn't at a food court or anywhere. Is this a survey of taste budless people? People who don't have taste buds anymore?
I will say this: pizza just barely missed the top 10. I'll run them down for you. French fries is at number 10. I get that. French fries, I mean, it's easy to get. You go in, they're ready to go. Boom, pop in your mouth. Baked potatoes, wouldn't instantly cheer me up eating a baked potato. Mac and cheese, I can see that.
It's a good comfort food.
Mashed potatoes, waffles or pancakes, fried rice at number 4. The top 3. Steak is at number 3.
Okay. It's a good one.
Number 2, bacon and eggs.
Ooh, undefeated duo.
The number 1 food, according to this survey, that can instantly cheer people up, tacos. Tacos, man. You know what food cheers me up instantly? Anything with shrimp in it.
Okay.
I love shrimp. My two favorite foods are shrimp and peanut butter.
Not together though, right?
I haven't tried it together, so I don't know. Should I try? Should I try shrimp and peanut butter together? Just, I mean, I don't even know what you do. Just take the shrimp and then just get like a spoonful of like smooth peanut butter, and then just pop them in together.
That you could do it like that. My question would be: would you eat the shrimp cold, or would you have it maybe sautéed, fried? How would you have the shrimp with the peanut butter? Maybe both.
I'd have it cold.
Okay.
Cold, and then just room temperature peanut butter, and then just like go to town on it. So let me ask you though, what's your instantly a food that would cheer you up?
Ooh, well, tacos is the answer that came to my head, but now I feel like that's just too obvious with it being number one. So I feel like I got to go to a next one, and maybe some good chicken parm. Chicken parm, maybe fried chicken. Man, I love me some Popeyes fried chicken. Just on any given day. If I could, some people like Chad Ochocinco, he loves McDonald's. If I had all the money in the world or enough to where I could eat out all the time, I think I would have Popeyes 5 out of the 7 days. Oh yes.
Wow.
Give me a nice 3-piece with mac and cheese, red beans and rice on the side, and honey and butter for the buns. That is it. So probably fried chicken or some chicken parm.
Okay, before we switch gears, I'll tell you this. I was gonna say Reese's peanut butter cups, but I didn't know if that would actually count as food because it's like candy. So I was gonna go with Reese's peanut butter cups, but instead I went with the food. I went with shrimp, and instantly cheers me up, man. Instantly.
How much Reese's did you eat on Sunday?
Not as much as you would think, because you know that you bought me a bag of Reese's and they were gone in like 2 days.
Yes.
And it was a whole bag. And I told you when I came back, I go, this isn't going to last long. And 2 days later, you're at work, and I was like, Marco, it's gone already. And you were like, it's gone. I'm like, yeah, it's gone, man. It's over. It's over. I didn't eat a lot. My nephew, he doesn't like chocolate, and so I'd gotten him chocolate in this big. And I mean, this thing stood up about. I mean, it's probably 2 feet. It was a 2-foot egg, and you put candy inside of it. And he dumped it out, and he gave me some Reese's. But I did eat some chocolate, but just not as much as, if you know me, not as much as you think that I would. So there's that.
That's cute. That's cute. He shared with Uncle Bradley.
He did. It was all good. I enjoyed it. All right, moving on in the show. It's time for Marco to surprise me with something else he realized in the past week.
Did I realize something this past week?
Yeah, what else you got on this show?
Did I realize? Well, let's see. We all had to work growing up, I feel like, right? Do you remember your first high school job? Did you have a job in high school? I feel like that's always kind of the typical thing when someone turns 16, their parent tells them, like my mom did on our car ride. I can remember the first time she told me I had to get an actual job, and I was 16 years old, and we were driving past the Target over by our house, and she said, you're going to have to start making your own money. And then, like, is this the same lady that told me I had to go ref soccer in 3rd grade? And I did. Like, what the heck? I've been working since I was in 3rd grade, Mom. Why are you giving me this speech? And so, I got my application. I turned it in. I worked at Hy-Vee for my first real tax-paying job. So I was a cashier and bag boy at the local Hy-Vee. Did you have a first high school job, Bradley?
I did not. I was a kid as long as I could possibly be a kid. I did not. My first job was I got out my senior year of high school, and I worked on a farm. I worked on a farm, man, and I realized how hard work it was, and I was like, I have a lot of respect for farmers and the kids that have to work on them. So no, Marco, I had no job, man. I had no job. But some people say, like, you still don't have a job because all you do is talk on the radio. And I was like, you got half a point there. I'll give you that. Man. All right. Got to wrap up the show, Marco. You know what I do. I like to give you my quick questions, just a real quick answer. And I've only got 2 of them today. One, since Easter just passed, I got to ask you, Marco, is there a right way to eat a chocolate bunny? And if you think there is a right way, how do you eat that chocolate bunny?
I think first, yes. And second, by the ears. You start with the ears and you make your way down. And I've learned this because if you start from anywhere but the top, you're gonna end up with 2 pieces of chocolate, basically the ears, the bunny ears. So if you want to eat it all in one piece and not have it split up, you have to start at the top, and that's with the ears. So yes.
All right. Yes, there's a correct way to eat it. I do. I like your thinking on that. And to wrap up the show, this question is, I don't know how you're going to take this, and I am very interested to hear your answer. There is a new candle being introduced and named after you. It's a candle named Marco. So, Marco, what does Marco candle smell like?
And the most honest answer, I would have to say, man, you know that do you keep your dirty laundry in your room, like in a basket?
Yeah.
Okay, see that would be my smell. I feel like, because when you had asked me this question, if you walked into my room right now, it would probably smell like my dirty laundry. So that's what my candle would smell like. It would smell like dirty a basket of dirty clothes, not fresh laundry, but laundry that needs to be washed.
All right. If there's a topic you guys want us to talk about, or if you just want to hit us up, there's the email address, bradleyj@94country.com. Before I let you go, Marco, and we end this show, how many candles do you think the Marco candle would sell? Like, how many people would buy the Dirty Laundry Marco candle?
Maybe my mom, because she misses me, and that's how she would be reminded of me. There's my Marco. The bad laundry smell. I'm reminded of it every time I walk into my room. I have to do laundry today because, the warm weather, I have my windows open in my bedroom. I walked in, oof, dirty socks.
There you go. Look for a Marco candle that smells like his dirty laundry, coming soon to a store, and also Amazon Prime. No, Amazon. It'll be on Amazon once he gets it up and running, man. Hey, he's Marco. I'm Bradley J. And together we're just saying.
Just saying.